Hey everybody, Ken and Brandon here back for Thursday Night Poker, CCG Poker TV, every Thursday, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing this Thursday,
Pretty good
Brandon?
introduction there.
Yeah, you like
pretty
it?
good.
I'm getting better. Podcast, we've got 3 episodes down. We're going to get to 10 before we start, so that way we can get some regular. So yeah, so be prepared for that. Still working on the name. 2 names we've had now are taken, and we had to restart.
What was the first one?
Chop it up. There's like 9 podcasts.
What was the second one?
I don't know. I feel like this is name 3.
Name
number 3
I feel like
better.
we had one before Chop It Up.
Yeah. Anyways.
We're getting there.
We are now, we're going to do commentary on the CSOP, Mini CSOP event number 2, which is the $120 Deep Stack. We did give away a extra $120, no, I'm sorry, a $360
main event
seat. So that really got these guys kind of pumped. This was almost a 60-person.
Yeah, 59.
I think it was like a $5,900 prize pool, which is pretty gross.
It's pretty good.
Down to 7. A lot of regular faces here. You got Big Rob, you got Dan, Jerry Heath's son, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh Heath. Jerry is a MSPT champion.
Main event.
And a CSOP main event champ. Like, legit biggest charity poker main event.
Is that Mike Castro in the 7 seat?
Castro's over there. I'm trying to think who's in this 2-seat, 3-seat area. Rudy.
That's what I always think about.
So yeah, a nice and
you can see the hair flow, the Rudy.
And a couple of new guys too. One new guy. I think it's mostly regulars though, which is great. It's a good final table. Not a lot of action so far.
No. Blinds are at what?
6,000, 12,000.
612 with the 12.
612 with the 12. Josh with a little King Jack action.
Queens for Dan. Shoving it all in there. Looks like he's got 136.
If I had to guess, 136.
That's a lot of bigs, right?
No, it's 10, 12. 11, it's 12 big blinds. 11 big blinds.
Yeah. So, pretty standard shove here. You're pretty happy to pick up queens.
I mean, queens. And look at this hands. You got Kenny with ace queen. Kenny's the only new player at the table. He's a stranger at the table right now. We don't know how Kenny's going to play here. Josh opened pretty standard with the king jack. Queens get all in. Ace queen. You might see a call from ace queen. Probably not going to see a call from the king jack.
No, you might see a fold from ace queen or two. It did go raise from early position. Right? Early position? Where's he at?
Hijack.
Okay, so getting
Josh,
there, but
Josh raised from the hijack position. Dan called from the cutoff.
Ripped it
from the cutoff.
You're right. This is a close spot. I mean, ace jack, you're easily folding, and ace king, you're easily calling,
and he's got
right?
180 all day. So, I mean, it's basically he's all
in the money, but it's probably only in mid-cash right now. Right?
I think, oh, yeah. If there were 6 tables.
6 tables.
Might have been 5 tables, top 6. And I don't know if they cut out a bubble. So, this might be the legit money bubble.
Okay, well.
Makes more sense. Yeah.
Fold.
Big Rob got nothing going on in that hand.
Josh, 100K more to win 200K. He's going to fold.
Yeah, he's out. I like it.
It's nice to get queens through there, too.
Well, it's nice to get queens and not have them at risk at all and to pick up all that dead
money.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's gross.
Through. It's like, it's great. You'll take folds.
What did he get there, like 50K?
35, 12,
12 and 6.
Yeah, 30,
wow.
65K.
That's awesome.
Great.
And what do you have, 130 something all day?
Halfway. You
almost
increased 50%.
Yeah, sick. Without ever seeing a flop, turn, or a river.
Right.
It's like a dream. It's a dream queens all in.
It is.
Not have to see it and get half of the chips that you...
I mean, the only thing better is, like, they both have jacks.
That'd
be a dream. That's a dream.
That's a dream. That's the dream. But short of that, close second place is that scenario we just saw.
Close second. A lot of facial hair in this.
Yeah, a lot of beards.
Middle of this table here.
It's like beard row.
Yeah.
8-9. I always like the suited connectors. It's probably why I get in trouble in hold'em tournaments. They look so much prettier to me. Bryce is a reg. He's been on the table before. He has.
Yeah.
I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but...
No, I thought his name was Dan. He looks like a Dan.
Dan's next to him.
I know. Making a lot of sense, though.
Bryce raises 40,000. Gets another ace fold from Kenny.
Yeah, ace 9. Kenny's just, I think, picking the spots. Castro's in there. There's some shorties. He wants to make the money.
King 10 versus King Jack is an unfortunate all-in here.
Yeah.
You hope to have 2 live cards.
Yeah.
And he don't.
60-40. Nope. 73-27.
Yeah, almost 75-25.
Oh.
And a king on the flop,
That's
which
okay.
basically means he's going to get it all in. He needs his 10. Oh, his jack. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
They trade in each
Trade in
other's.
this.
Opportunities.
Yeah, 9.
No. Ace.
Ace.
Queen.
Oh, and a 9 comes. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking queens and 9s, but there's a king out there, right?
Yeah.
You needed to fade the king on the flop.
Correct, yeah.
To have 2 pair on the board and then play king high.
Funny that the 9 comes.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, right. That's no.
Tell you what, we need to not use a black button on this table.
Oh yeah, that's super hard to see. Camouflaged.
Yeah. Black on black crime there.
So I did do some updates to the table. Okay. No actual software updates. They haven't sent out a software update since like November, which is a little odd, but hey, if it's
maybe
working,
they're gonna
it's
have
working.
a big one.
Maybe.
Is that the beef?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that hair flow.
Yeah, he's beefing it up right now. But we had to replace some cameras, had to replace some cords, but table was running silky smooth.
Good, because
so
it
nice.
Sucked the last
Yeah,
time.
it was trouble to city.
So down 2-6 for sure in the money now.
Yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
in the money now. King Jack from Josh. He opened last time from the hijack position. He's opening this time from under the gun. What do you think about this one?
I mean, 6-handed King Jack suited's pretty.
Yeah, it gets weird when you start getting shorter handed to start thinking about under the gun. I have a hard time switching gears
because it's close to.
Because I'm like, I'm under the gun. Like my range has got to be narrower. But when you get to short-handed play,
it's like almost like you're in the hijack.
Correct. Right. It's not as bad. Yeah. If you think of it from the button side versus the big blind side, it changes the dynamic significantly. So here's Rudy being put to the spot.
Rudy is.
He's got 83K,
tight,
ace-8 suited. Under the gun, see, he's thinking like me. Under the gun raised, my ace-8 can't be good, although he's got him dominated.
Rudy plays pretty snug, which is fine to play nice and tight.
Nitty, or? I saw a really cool meme on Twitter. It was a picture of Marquette's NIT championship, and then what it said in the tweet was, how I feel when queens fold to a 4-bet pre-flop, and it was like Marquette 1970 NIT champion.
Yeah,
I was just like,
awesome.
that's so good.
That's really funny.
Because at first I was like, NIT champion? What the? I was like, oh. It was good. Eight deuce from Dan. Not going to see much action from there. Bryce is down 2. Kenny. King Queen from Big Rob. He likes to stack his chips high.
Yep.
He's a big high. He's a high chip stacker. He's a high stacker. Boy, I wonder.
Looks like a lot.
How many people do you think?
Did the blinds go up? Oh, they had to go up. 8-16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That scared me for a second. That's a lot of chips there.
So raised to 59.
59. Rudy, loving life with the ace king.
Ace king.
This is the spot he waited for. He said.
And Rob's got 630K, so like you're gonna see.
Rudy
He's gonna
says,
call.
why am I gonna
pretty
get
loose.
in with ace 8 when I can just get in with ace king next time?
Yeah. Flops an ace. That's good.
No jack, no jack, no jack.
Oh, bink,
And diamonds.
bink. Oh, he had diamonds too.
Yeah.
Ugh. Eek. Eek. Rudy, you're in the way of the camera.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Get it in
Queen.
King Queen versus Ace King and
Flop an ace and lose.
yeah.
Make the straight, make the flush, make the everything.
That's the story you're gonna tell everybody. How was your weekend? Oh well, I had Ace King against King Queen, all in pre-flop.
Flop an ace and I
Flop
still
an ace
lose.
and I lose twice.
Lose on the turn, lose on the
Yeah, lose on the turn and it got worse on the.
And then I got kicked in the nuts on a river. Just for fun. Funsies.
All right, and then there was 5.
Yeah, this has gone quickly.
Quicker than our microphone check went this morning.
Oh yeah, we could not get the microphone to work. And then Brandon did a
Very millennial thing to do and just YouTube it.
Yeah, he YouTubed it, and the guy was like, uninstall and reinstall your microphone, and that should do it. And I literally was like, why the hell would that work? Sure enough, we do it. Bink.
And it works.
And it works. What a pain in the ass.
Yep. All right, Kenny ace queen again under the gun here. He's going to find a raise to 50, 55, 45. Okay, wrong. 60. Nope. All right. I'm botching this one. 45. I was right, and then you put in the graphic wrong. And then Rob just rips it here. Oh, no, Rob doesn't rip it. Okay. All these graphics are wrong. Folds around. Kenny wins the pot. There we go.
Now we got it.
45 folds around. Boom. There it goes.
Okay, graphics just caught up.
There we go. I would not want Barstool to hear that hand.
Yeah.
That
That was tough. That was tough.
All right.
Hey, so I think our street cred's getting better with my second place finish. Now I have more credibility.
Right,
we need a Brando
I know. I didn't
like ring or something.
Yeah.
I can't get any closer.
That's true.
I played 3 tournaments in the last 3 years, and I've got
2 seconds. A second, a third, and a break.
a second, a third, and a bubble, but a really gross bubble. I've only played 3, maybe 4 Omaha tournaments forever. That's it.
No, I'd way rather just cut it.
So here was a weird thing that happened. It's not weird, but they got down to 5 and didn't realize that the blinds, the ante gets halved.
Uh-huh.
So Dan paid a full blind of ante, or he played the big blind ante, and then he was like, oh man, that sucks, I just paid the big blind. And then I literally said, I was like, well, the alternative here is to
Keep it that way forever?
keep it that way for one more round till it gets back, or, I mean, there's really not anything else we can do, or just go to the half it now. And he's like, no, I'd rather just half it now. Which is pretty nice, because he's not paying any extra. He should have said, yeah, no, let's do one more round.
Yeah, I would have been vengeful. What's the word I went for?
I don't think it's vengeful. It's fair. I mean, he kind of
fair.
took one for the team there.
Yeah,
He
I
paid
guess
the
you're
extra and didn't really need to.
Yeah. This is a weird spot for Bryce. He's in the
He's
big
caught in
blind.
the middle. King 8
He's got his
suited.
ante out there. Maybe if he would have paid the full ante, it would be for sure calling. But he's only paying the half
He's
ante.
going to call either way.
Yeah. And then another weird spot for Kenny. Gotta hate ace-9s.
Yeah, when there's a raise and a
suck.
call and you got ace-9, you're not feeling great.
But he did what? He limp under the gun?
Yep.
Limp fold there.
Punish the limpers. You punish
So, I mean,
the
look at
limpers.
Bryce only had to call 19K here to win 94K, and he's was 40%. So
Right.
that was a pretty...
Now he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Check.
Check.
8 could get him in some moderate trouble. I mean, maybe he's putting Dan without it. Now, when Dan bets into it at this point, depending on the bet sizing, you might get a call from Bryce.
Oh, he's going to call. He shouldn't fold. He's going to call once.
50 or 40? Again, 40 to get at 140, 130. I mean, that's pretty
This
good
is
odds.
why you give the guys these good prices here with an ace against an 8. Like, the dude's 11%. Let him... Like, if you bet 70K here...
He's going to get
and
out of the
eight
way.
just folds.
Right.
But if you make a nice little... hey, come along. 40K. You got to realize, some of these times you're going to lose these pots when they hit their 11%. But all the other times, you're just printing money. He might actually... He does get away from it. That's a pretty good fold. I wouldn't have been able to fold. But I stink.
Yeah. I would have called.
Yeah. At least one more. Keep him honest.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're folding an 8 there, like, he can just own you with his king
But
highs
it's
and
something
his
that
queen
I
highs
always
and his-
say. If you're planning on calling, again, it's that next level thinking, right? It's the idea of if you call there on the turn and it's a dud on the river,
Right.
4, 3, nothing, no straight card, no flush draw, no nothing, no
But they're
overcard.
probably only going to bet again if they have it.
Like, so that's the next level thinking. It's
Well, you got to, like, think of it as, like, is Dan going to be bluffing 2 streets here? Probably not.
and what's he bluffing with?
Right.
King Queen.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
really.
like that's why you can peel one off and then fold on the river because you don't think the guy's going to go bet turn.
So
bet
my
river
logic is
without
saying
these.
if you're planning on calling the turn and nothing changes, why are you folding on the river, right?
Yeah.
But you're saying the reason is if Dan fires again, give him the benefit of the doubt and just
Right.
get rid
But
of
I'm
it.
saying, like, if it was somebody like Castro, then I would just maybe fold the turn because you know he's capable of popping off rivers. Like, Dan probably isn't going to carry through with 2 streets.
Of bluffing.
Whereas, like, Castro, he don't care. That's where you kind of got to, like, plan ahead on the player.
Play the man.
A little bit. But, yeah, in general, your rule of thumb is right. Like, if you're going to call the turn and comes break, you're probably going to call the river.
All right. It's hard.
It's
All right,
tough.
King Queen from Kenny this time. Looks like he's going to attempt a raise. Small blind's going to give it up. So small
Blind
blind
versus
limp.
blind strategy is like crazy town. It's
Totally
like
different thing.
Yeah, I was reading an article on like small blind play and like limping strategy or just like raising strategy. Like you just raise 4 times the big blind every time with full small blind versus big blind. And it's like you could just dominate the big blind, picking up the blinds and antes.
From the small blind position.
Or you just go the opposite way and just limp every time and like confuse him every time and have your full range when you limp and then he raises and then you can re-raise and blind versus blind is like
totally
I'm lost.
different. Yeah,
it's just like a different animal. That's where like it's like table draws and like who you have in your blinds is like really important, like, especially deep in tournaments. I mean, you maybe felt that way, right? I don't know how you like you had the
no, I think
old guy in the big blind, right?
I did.
Right, so you maybe and you had that aggressive Iowa kid.
So
when you were the small blind on the button,
right?
So that kind of like
it was a bad blinds, but I would have if you had to ask me, it was so much nicer to have the aggressive kid to my right and the old guy to my left. I say old guy, I just mean like he just played
an
like
older gentleman standard.
He just played like a standard veteran, right? Like just like he plays his big
ABC
cards. If he's 3-betting you pre-flop in Omaha, the guy's got aces.
Right.
I did learn as I go, like his aces, he really overplayed aces. So like.
Any aces he's 3-betting, and even if the flop's like Queen Jack deuce,
he's firing
so he's
again,
pot.
right? And of course, so it was nice to catch him. I never caught any of the good hands, but like I was starting to realize that as I went.
Now,
but
how
like,
was the guy in the 9 seat to your big blind? Like, was he aggressive on the button?
No, he was very unaggressive,
just limping and stuff.
Limping or folding.
That's good.
Yeah, pretty straight play. So it was nice because
So
I
you
played with a lot of
that's
those
a good
guys.
draw, then,
and in the
general.
final table game, I stayed in the same spot. Like I was in the 2 seat when there were 2 tables left, and then when we redrew for the final table, I was still in the 2 seat. Well, the guy was in my originally the 9 seat was to my left to start. So the point of that is that the you asked me about the guy on my button at the final table. He was actually my big blind when I was small blind. So I've been playing him in a completely reverse role. And it was good, but it's funny when you say stuff like that because I don't play 2 days in a row for that long because we played like 10 hours on day 1
By
and
the
10
way,
hours on day 2.
everyone's drawing dead on this flop, so Kenny wins. Let's just see.
It's 0.
See if we can get any money from anybody.
Oh look, Rob just fired into him.
Yep.
30K. How do you Hollywood this to make it believable?
It just sucks. Everything you got like
it's
recheck
so hard.
your cards.
Like how hard is it?
Like everything looks strong.
You're
raise,
praying
it
he
looks
has
strong.
a jack, right? Ace jack, which you would have seen a raise pre-flop,
Or
but
a 10. How about that it's a 10? Or a flush draw. Or something. Queen 9.
give me something here.
Just don't have 8 high. Or maybe have 8 high, because that's the only way he's going to bluff it at it with absolutely nothing. Sorry to interrupt your
Yeah, good.
2-day.
Well, I was just saying I don't play for that often that much, yeah, and it's another fired bluff, and then he immediately gets rid of it, which is great. That's a big pot considering they were drawing dead. It's great. 150K he won there.
Yeah.
It's huge. I give Rob credit, though. He's playing the big stack, pushing people around, wanting to get involved in hands. I don't mind that.
Plus, Rob might have got off the hook there with Kenny Flats. Rob might just go for it on the river.
A third bullet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're in too deep, it's like, I already got all those chippies
The
out
only
there.
way I can get out of this hole is just
Send
keep
more
digging.
soldiers
Keep
in.
digging. Keep
Send them
digging.
in.
Right. Sacrifice more soldiers.
Maybe you can win.
Cuban Missile Crisis here. Just keep sending guys. Send more guys. So, yeah, anyways, what I was saying was it was nice. It was the first
when you
tournament.
play somebody for 10 hours.
And again, the nice thing is the guy who ended up getting third place and was to my right, he was to my right. Literally, we sat next to each other, same position on day 1. And then on day 2, when we got to the final table, we were in the exact same spot. So it was I was very aware of him and comfortable because I had position on him on every single street. And he did raise my small blind a ton because he's got me, who played fairly tight and aggressive
And then the
pre-flop,
old guy.
and the old guy who just played basically aces. I mean, he had a monster hand if he was getting involved. So, like, he basically raised every one of his buttons, which I did not realize until, like, 8 hours in. And then I was like, oh, wait, he's raising every button. Maybe I should open up here a little bit and 3-bet him once. And I did, and he folded like a cheap suit in Harlem. I don't know what any of that meant, but
Pretty good.
it's not bad.
Josh takes it down with the king 10. Small blind, big blind. He raised the small blind and the big blind folded.
So, Brandon tip number 4. I'm keeping track. Brandon tip number 4.
Is uninstall the microphone and reinstall it.
Uninstall mic. No, Brandon tip number 4 is play your blinds better.
Yeah,
when it's folded small blind, big blind, you got to be playing a.
Like, you need to have some sort of strategy. Like,
Correct.
whatever strategy
I
it
don't
is,
have a strategy.
Like, figure it out. Like, whether you want to go the limping route, but, like, you know, raising your good hands and limping your bad hands probably isn't the best strategy.
It's the worst strategy. I
probably
know that's
worse
what you're inferring. Inferring?
Inferring.
I know that's what you're inferring. That you should. It's very. You're giving a huge tell if you're only only raising premium hands and limping and all of them. All
It just
of your
seems like,
mediocre to bad
every
hands.
single time you limp and the big blind checks and the flop comes an ace and then you check, like, he's just going to bet and own you. Because, like, you never have an ace.
Right.
Or even a king. If it's king 7 deuce.
Right.
He's just going to be able to own you. He's in position, and it's just like, how do you combat that? Well, you have to combat that by, like, playing better.
Right. Playing your blinds better.
Right.
In a
Like-
tournament, when you get down to shorthanded, it's imperative because those blinds come
Even
around
not when it's
crazy
shorthanded.
fast.
When you get and even when you get deep in a tournament, it starts folding around on the blinds way more than you think.
Right.
Like, all of a sudden, it's just 2. The guys that have 10-9 suited under the gun, they aren't playing anymore. Like, they're folding because they're deep and, like, they don't want to play out of position.
Again, they don't want to play mediocre hands out of position.
Right. Whereas, like, in the beginning of the tournament, when a bunch of 50-100,
Even after Rob punted off a big chunk
Yeah,
to
he's
Kenny, he's
still
still
got
got a huge chip
700K.
lead, right?
Yeah.
Still got a huge chip lead. It's got to be nice.
It
And I
is.
keep saying I don't know how to play a big stack, but I did play that final table. I was the chip leader going in. And I remember I told you, I punted off until I was comfortable, which is at about, like,
30 bigs.
yeah,
20
30, 25 to 30 bigs is where I'm comfortable, right? I get scared when I'm at like 10 to 12, and which is normal, right? But like I can play a medium stack. But I got to the big stack, and I'm just just firing bullets, just throwing grenades. I don't know what I'm doing, throwing shit everywhere. And then I went up to $1 million, then I went back to like 600K. I started the final table with like 800, so I plussed myself to $1 million, got back down to 600, which was still a pretty large stack, like second or third largest stack at the table. Yep. And then somebody needles me, and he's like, "What are those chips on lockdown?" And I was like, just go back to spray and pray mode. I was like, "Holy shit! I did not know I was this." Impressionable, where a guy just makes a little remark. You were texting me like, "Hey, play strong, play good." You gave me some Brandon tips, which I really appreciated, and I used them, and they were very good tips. But then Martin makes this little needle, like, "What are those on lockdown?" And I immediately the next hand 3-bet. Just right, like, what am I doing? I'm like opening up with 3 diamonds, 7, 8, 4 deuce. And I'm like, what am I doing? Anyways.
Jacks for Josh out of the gun. A lot of J's there.
A lot of J's for Josh in the Jacks. His dad's name's Jerry.
Under the gun.
Yeah, under the gun. I hate Jacks. Yeah. Jacks give me nightmares. 10s I don't mind. Jacks I'm scared.
I think I just like committed to like
not hating Jacks.
Not folding Jacks. That's how you learn to love them. It's like, you know what? I ain't folding these babies. You got queens. Good game. Alright, so Bryce and Dan are chilling with 11 bigs each. Everybody else is pretty deep still. I mean, we are 8 hours into this tournament now. Blinds still haven't super caught up to everybody. Celebrity Mo appearance. That was cool.
Celebrity Mo appearance with the scarf.
I saw Mo last night at the shoe.
He was playing?
He played the $60 tournament.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How are those? I mean, are they pretty good tournaments? You can be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they're all right.
I mean,
they're
they're pretty good money.
Turnouts.
Yeah. But they do go late, right?
Yeah,
Like
they're right.
late.
It's a high rake.
Yeah.
Because, they take $5. They rake an extra $5 per player because you're eligible for the bad beat now.
You are eligible for a bad beat.
Yeah, which is just like a complete...
It's kind of a slap in the face
It's
to
never
the
hit.
players.
It's never hit in a tournament.
What does the bad beat have to be? What's the qualifying hand?
Quads.
Ooh.
Quad deuces.
Just again, this is just me.
What is it, 80?
If I was a cash game player, which you are, you predominantly play cash at the Horseshoe, right?
Yes.
Not a big tournament player.
Not really.
It's kind of unfair that they're paying $5, and considering that's 5 hands at Omaha, right?
Yep.
Seems shitty.
But then
And
if you
they
look
get
at
the
it-
same idea.
Yep.
All that you're looking at it
I'm
from the
looking at it
positives,
from-
all the bonus money that goes
No,
in.
I'm looking at it at the turn. No, because the bad beat doesn't increase at any higher rate. It's not like oh, we added the tournament people and now it goes up 15,000 a week. It still only goes up 10,000 a week.
They keep all the difference.
Yep.
Damn, that's sweet.
Now it goes into like a bank and stuff that they.
All right, so this is a good hand. I like this one.
Okay.
All right, Rob raised. Josh called with jacks. Flop comes out Queen 7-6. Rob bets. Josh calls 115K. We got a 400K pot.
So did
Rob
Josh
check
limp the jacks?
Yes, and then Rob, he must have been because it's
Oh, Josh is in the big blind.
big blind,
Okay, I
small
see.
blind, big blind, right? Because it's Kenny's button.
So here we go. We have a blind versus blind scenario.
Wow. Rob does turn an open ender.
Yeah.
Josh is only down to 163,000. I think the way this hand is played out,
Josh
Rob's-
realizes he's good on the turn when Rob checks.
Right.
Because Rob's just going to put in all of his queens and kings and anything that's
He's
pretty
gonna
much beating
continue.
Josh is just going to be like, all right, I'm all in on this turn.
right?
When Rob checks, it's like, all right, slow in the brakes. Maybe I can see a river here with my 25% equity. And then Josh is like, I'm not going to allow that. Put it in there. This is a weird spot, actually,
For who?
for Rob.
Because
He has now put in 180,000 into the pot. It's 163.
So I'm saying, I hate to say the word pot odds, but for pot odds,
Is
he
he
kind of
getting
has
it?
to call, right?
So he's got to be 20%, or let's see, what is he getting? He folds.
wow.
163. What's 553 divided by 16? 3.5. So he's getting 3.5 to 1. So he's got to be like 23% to call, and he's
It's
25% there.
It's basically borderline.
pretty close.
It's close.
If he thinks his king is live for outs, then it's a call. If he doesn't, then it's a fold.
Yeah.
It's really that close.
But a different way to play jacks. I like Rob's playing big poker here. He's playing the aggressor.
Playing big Rob
He's
poker.
just not connecting. Or he's running into much better hands.
It sucks there to put 160K in the pot, turn an open ender, and have to fold.
Yeah. Gave him more
Bluff the
outs.
flop.
He's still got a king good. He doesn't know
He's
that.
got 11
but-
outs.
Yeah.
11 ounces is kind of a lot of ounces.
Yeah. Well, we said the math made it pretty close to
pretty
being
close.
where we're at. Kenny with 4 deuce. He's got a little card dead here.
All right, let's see the blind versus blind. Yep. Check.
So we only talked about it from the small blind perspective. You had said if you can't just limp your bad hands and raise your premium hands, what do you do from the big blind?
Well, that's a whole separate game.
Right. Well, I mean that's some. We're just this week. We're going to talk about small blind play.
Yeah. Let me read up on some big blind play.
Well, I mean here's Josh. He fires out on the flop, no problem. Doesn't connect with anything. Just bets and Dan folds.
It's another advantage of the small blind. You're out of position, but like
You get the option to
just
bet
bet.
first. Same token, if do you think if Josh checks there that Dan just automatically bets?
probably.
Right? That's kind of the plan. It's like whoever bets first is going to get it
Yeah,
through.
big blind, like I said, small blind, big blind, guys. It's one of the things that even good players rarely think about, and you need to. It isn't always just going to be 9-handed poker where you can have your ranges and play your cards and win.
That would be nice, wouldn't
It
it?
would be, but that's just
Not possible.
not possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, if you get ninth place or worse in every tournament. If you never make the top 8, it's possible.
That's great. If you never get to the final table, you don't have to worry about final table. What do I care about final table play? I never make it to the final table. I don't need to learn about this short-handed, big blind, small blind
Or
plays.
final 11. You never make the final 2 tables where you got to play shorthanded at one of them. All right, so now here we see small blind, big blind, and Dan just raises the queen 7 and Bryce folds.
Right.
So like,
And they're pretty equal stacks there, right? 180 to
Yeah.
150. I don't know if that 180 represents the 30K bonus he just got, or if it's 180 plus.
well, let's find out. It's 188 all day.
So that does include. So
Yes.
yeah, they were basically even stacked.
So Josh and Kenny have chipped up here.
Josh chipped up with that Jack 10-10 with the Jack 10-10 flop, or his Jack
That was
10.
Kenny.
Sorry, Kenny. And then Josh just took down a monster with,
With
the
the jacks.
jacks. Both courtesy of Rob,
Yeah.
who is still possibly our chip leader. He's got about 400K there.
I think he's probably second. Josh probably has.
Okay,
about
so
1,
Josh
2,
has now
3,
got him by a
Josh
little
got
bit.
500.
I want to also talk about the difference in chip stacking. See,
Josh is
Josh
like
is going.
125
Josh
stacks.
is going Trump wall.
Uh-huh.
He's building a border,
Yeah.
whereas Big Rob is going tall.
Right.
He's going skyscraper. Are you a skyscraper, or are you a border wall guy? It's dangerous to be a border wall guy now. You get shot
Yesterday
at
I
and-
won a rather large pot, and I just wanted to get all red chips.
You didn't do that. You went home.
Yeah,
So much worse.
but I really wanted, because like, Dan Bunce loves
The big tower.
yeah.
Shout out to Bunce.
Shout out to Bunce.
All right, so Rob is still only 40K. He is less than 2 big blinds from the chip leader again.
Oh, so
and he's lost 2 massive pots. It's kind of awesome.
Wow, here's a way to sell your game, guys. A new case of Corona is available, along with other complimentary beverages exclusively for PLO players tonight at 7 p.m. What a great text message to get.
Wait, what?
A new case of Corona is available. Like
nice.
a case of beer.
It's good.
It's good.
I saw a meme where it was a Corona bottle, like trying to stand with like a Coke bottle, a Sprite bottle, and like a Pepsi bottle. And like as soon as the Corona bottle would go over to the other 3, they'd go to the other
Well,
side, and they just kept moving away from them.
That's really funny.
And apparently Corona sales are down.
yeah.
Why?
Because people are idiots, so they assume.
No, a person can be very smart. People in general are not very bright.
Right.
We do a lot of dumb things.
If something's called the coronavirus and it's killing people, why would you buy Corona? I'd buy Modelo.
It's a good thing I don't drink.
Yeah. All right, ace 9. Josh takes it down.
Yep. I think, again, a case of the who bets first is going to win first. Lots of limping there. You do have to notice if you're at a final table and there's a lot of limping going on, you should just accelerate and start raising all the time just to pick up those blinds.
Definitely don't.
Follow suit.
No. Following suit's fine, but like starting the train is bad.
What do you mean?
Like if there's a lot of limping going on, don't like look at a hand in early position and then be like, that's
I'm gonna
go
limp as
limping,
well.
let's just limp
Yeah.
it. Like don't start the train. You can like follow suit if it goes limp, like come along.
And you're
for
like
the
in a
ride.
hijack position, the
Right.
and you want to
Call
call,
the button or
right,
just
a
come
bad
along
spot.
for the ride.
hoping
All right.
everybody checks it
Here we
down.
go. We got King 10 of clubs for Bryce, who's going to rip it from the cutoff. Folds to the big blind, who can't call.
Yeah. Long session last night?
Not after I won that pot, I got real sleepy real quick.
What time do you normally try to play till?
The game was like unbelievable. It was probably the best game ever. I paid a nitty old guy $100 to switch tables. There was like a fish at the one table and an old guy at our table, and our table was already really good. I said, "Hey, I'll give you $100 if you switch with this guy." He goes, "Okay." First hand, the guy that switches over into the old guy's seat doubles up for a 2K pot and then tips me the 100 back. So I broke even and made our game way better.
Nice.
And then the old guy's like, I'll take 100 to move table, sure.
It's like a win-win.
I left at like 2 or 1:30 last night.
Too bad.
No.
Ace Queen for Rob, off suit.
But I did sleep through my alarm this morning.
You did.
I did. Luckily, I just randomly woke up.
All right, 20,000 to call here. He makes it 60?
54? 58.
58. Not a fan of the 58.
You're not a fan?
I'm
you wanna
not.
Keep the evens?
I do. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's just something I do. I never make a $61,000 bet.
Maybe it's more annoying to put that extra purple or that extra orange and it makes somebody.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What's the
I don't
case
know.
for either way? I never do it. I always do 60, 65, 55. I never bet anything other than an even 55, 65, 75, 70. I never bet 72,000.
So I think this goes back to like the online days where you had like the buttons that you
The
could,
slider?
like half pot, quarter pot, half pot, 3.
That is
like,
nice.
Don't get into the but you should like people were like switching it up because you didn't want to just always just click half pot and like you could be predictable. So they always I don't know, something along those lines. I don't really know. And betting 60K or 58K don't think it matters.
No. It's annoying.
Yeah. Like I always had a little green chip at the end of every river bet. 16.25 on the river. Maybe it.
Dan limps the king 5. Bryce raises his aces.
Maybe it feels more calculated to somebody else.
That you made this appropriate number of 58,000
Yeah.
versus like.
Whereas like you just look down, it's
60.
like 60.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm just like looking at it.
No,
from
yeah.
all angles.
2 different ways. Like I said, I don't know if there's an actual right or wrong answer. It's just something I've noticed people doing.
Wow, so Dan didn't shove his small blind there with a king high with 5 bigs. I guess he had 6 bigs when he started that hand. I guess he kind of saved his tournament there because he would have gotten called and would have been behind.
That's the halfway point.
Sweet.
It's around 40.
All right, Ace Jack. He finds a better spot.
Yeah, nice.
Neatly.
On the button. Everybody folds, just very kindly puts it in. 9-8 suited. Again, I'm thinking about calling there. 10-5. Nice. Dan gets a nice little chunk of change there for no showdown. It's nice to get extra money with no showdown. You don't agree, or
I do agree.
worried about that beeping?
A little bit.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's the
what?
thing backing up.
Well, it's obviously a thing backing up. That's what that beeping sounds like.
Well, there's only one big machine back there. Oh, it's a truck.
Ayo, that sounds like it's literally in my
I know.
office.
That's what I was kind of worried about. Like,
It's like
dude, it's
way
backing
too close.
into our wall right here.
Still at 5. We went from 7 to 5 super fast, and then it's kind of
Stalled out.
yeah. Which I think is more cards too. Like right, I mean,
Yeah.
you go in points, but this is the whole point. You cannot get good cards all the time and play good cards. You got
Plus,
to be able to
yeah.
play some different things and read the table and be able to win pots without actually connecting on hands, right? Because if you just wait for every ace 5, what if you don't get it?
Right.
I mean, granted, Queen 4 is pretty tough to do anything with, but Rob calls.
Rob does call.
Rob's trying to snap one off in him here.
They need each other's card again for the straight.
Yep. Ace high looking pretty beautiful right now. Check.
All right, so I know we can see the cards, but like
Eight
that
ball.
is like a perfect opportunity for Rob to bet.
Just rip it in
2,
there.
3, 6. When the guy raises the small blind,
Your
you
big
think
blind
he's probably
is-
got high cards.
Yeah.
You could protect all those little stuff, just like a board texture that like suits Rob way better than it suits
Right.
Kenny. Like it's hard for Kenny to connect with this exact board right here, and he probably has ace high all the time. But maybe it took.
Especially with now hearts missed, but now it did backdoor flush. But now it checks again, and Rob's going to
But
take
see,
a stab
now
at
I
it. It's a
feel
little
like
late.
It's a little late where Kenny might be like, man, if he had a 3, he would have bet the flop. Is he really betting a 2? Probably not. He doesn't have a 6 or an 8. Probably doesn't have a 3. He probably has nothing. Like, you know, you can kind of sniff it out where, like,
So again, if you're going to make these bluffs,
do it earlier.
you need not only do it earlier, but
Because
you
you
need to
might
be
need
able
2
to
balls.
represent something that you have. Like you got to represent that he had like
He does
7-8 of hearts or something, and that's why he called that pre-flop raise, and like that's a pretty good flop for 7-8. You know what I mean? You got to be able to do, but you would have bet your 8. on the turn.
Like,
right?
if you think about it, like, he would probably just check back a 2 because he just has a pair of 2s and has showdown value. He probably would have bet a 3 on the flop, which made trips on the river. So, like, he doesn't have a 3. If he had a 2, he'd check, so he doesn't have a 2. He'd certainly bet a 6 on the flop.
Right.
So now 2, 3, 6.
Or hearts.
All he doesn't have.
Right.
Probably would have bet hearts.
If he backdoored the flush spades, he would have bet that on the turn.
Would
so
have bet
going
a spade on the turn.
check, 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 check. It's hard to fire that third bet on the river or a bet on that third card because it's like, well, what do you have?
What are you representing?
Right. I have ace high, and I'm willing to rip it down here with an ace high.
Right.
Nobody bets a pair of deuces.
And, like, Kenny, I think...
Which is really all...
out,
and that's
but
really
I don't
all
think
he's worried about, right? Or is a pair of deuces?
Yeah.
But you would have bet that earlier.
Right. Or just check it down for showdown value.
Right.
So,
I like that breakdown,
yeah,
Brando.
it's kind of tough to, like, have anything.
So right idea, misdirecting.
Well, they both kind of... I don't want
Right.
to say they both played it bad, but, like, Rob should have been bluffing earlier. And then
Kenny should have been
realized,
continuing.
or realized that he's bluffing down the river and called.
Right. But did he call?
No, he folded.
Oh, he did fold. The
Yeah.
bluff got through?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Man.
So they
Crazy town.
Right. Crazy town.
Crazy town.
But like I said, I think Kenny sniffed it out. He just didn't.
Couldn't pull the
Couldn't
trigger
pull
on
the
it.
trigger.
Still at 5. Big Rob finally gets a victory. I think that's like the first big pot he's won. And I don't know if that was a big pot, but it felt like a nice pot.
It was a pot.
It was a pot he
Yeah,
won.
yeah.
He won that hand. Regardless of who played what, he won that hand. All right, Bryce, Queen 10. What are we going to do here, homie?
Oh, he's going to raise. So I wonder if he gets re-raised, is he going to fold?
Or is he committing himself to going further?
Is
It
this
looks
really
like only
small?
about 50K
Right, so I think he's doing this to fold.
being able to fold. So as a player, you should be able to recognize
No,
this?
because you should be doing this with all of your hands, which is why you should be doing this.
Nice.
Always open small, so, you know, when you have something, you give them the right price, and when you don't have anything, you can fold.
All right, let's see how Dan's going to play this King Queen.
This is a weird hand.
Got position on him. He's going through his brain. See the thinking, looking
Yeah, I
up
see
and to
it
the
looking.
left. I love it. Now, obviously, he's thinking raise or call,
Yeah.
or is he
He's thinking raise
giving
or
an
call.
idea here of
No,
he's going to
thinking
call,
Raise or call.
and he goes with the call, which is a little harder to play this King Queen because he's actually the button must be down by Rob or Kenny, right? Yeah, it's on Rob, so he's going to have to act first. All hearts.
This is a pretty good flop for Bryce. He's going to check and see if he's got the Queen of Hearts or Queen of Diamonds. He's going to have the Queen of
He
Diamonds.
flopped top pair.
Still going to shove.
Yeah, and he's going to...
Dan's going to recheck, see if it's the King of Diamonds or the King of Hearts.
That's funny.
And it's the King of Diamonds, and he's going to fold.
Yep. Yep.
King Queen's kind of an easy hand to play when you're short. It's kind of just like you flop something or you don't.
Right.
It's not like you're going to flop a queen or a king and fold.
No.
Or flop a straight draw. Rob
And if the guy's
Josh
got ace
are-
queen there and you flop a queen, you got king queen, you just lose.
You just lose.
You just lose.
That's it.
There are hands that you play that you are just going to lose if the other guy has X. You almost discount it because it's like I'm not folding either way.
Right.
It's like this is what's going to happen.
Like, let's hope he has these 19 other hands that I
Right.
beat and not the 2 hands.
and if he's got one of the 2 hands that I can't beat,
Then
if you
you
got it,
just-
you got it.
That's right.
You hate when I say you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
Big Rob with the big queen 10 suited.
Limp.
It's dangerous. Being limpy is dangerous, folks. It creates more limping. Dan's not limping.
Creates ripping over the top.
Ace Jack of Hearts, though, pretty standard bet there. Unexploitable, as you like to call
Rob
it.
is pretty sick that he even asked for a count.
Yep. I will say this though, even if he folds, I feel like he always asks for it, so it gives players less of a range or a range advantage, right? Because I mean, if you do this, it's the whole principle, right? You're doing the same things over and over again.
Like if you just snap fold, they'd be like, "Oh man, Rob's living with garbage."
Garbage,
Folding.
right?
Whereas like here, it's like maybe Rob's got ace 10 suited. Yeah,
Right.
okay, or he just wants to gamble.
And he's gambling. I mean, it's 138,000. Rob's got 400. It's a
Oh,
quarter of his
man.
stack. He's
Queen
not that
10.
upset about it. I like it's the suited. The suited got him. The suited got him. Ace on a window.
It is a club though, I think.
Hold on. I don't know. Wait. What's the flop? Ace 6 queen, no clubbies.
Ace 6 king.
That's what I said. Ace. Booty,
So now
that's what I said. Booty traps.
Rob needs the jack ball for the gutter ball again.
Yep.
Which would make Dan 2 pair. So that would be gross.
That would be gross.
You said that like you know it's coming.
I didn't.
Okay.
King gave him clubs now. He's got a royal draw.
Oh, he's got a royal draw. You brick.
Brick City! All right, well, we're going to continue with 5 players. That's going to do it for episode 1 of this Mini CSOP 2-part series.
Still 5 left.
Still 5 left,
Everybody's
folks.
battling.
Lots of good chip stacks here. We will see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Farewell.
Farewell.